I'm deeply honored to welcome you all to this historic event, the official launch of the National Community Violence Reduction Program. Of course, it's already been launched beautifully. So this is an initiative built on hope, collaboration, resilience, and the unwavering belief that peace is possible right here in our communities and across Nigeria. We thank the National Counterterrorism Center, the coordinating agency for counterterrorism activities in Nigeria, for accommodating our partnership, and in this initiative in particular, which was signed into effect on the 18th day of June 2025. And I especially thank the Directorate of the Preventing and Countering Violence Extremism, ably led by Ambassador Myra Musa Abbas, for their painstaking effort in co-creating the National CVR program with us and for working resolutely to make this day possible. Great Child Foundation is an indigenous non-governmental organization that is intervening in peace building, violence prevention, and human security thematic areas. Together with our strategic partners, the Rotary Action Group for Peace Nigeria chapter, we implement and cascade conflict transforming interventions across grassroots communities of Nigeria. Distinguished nation builders, we are all gathered here today to unveil a homegrown intervention that integrates enhanced approaches, innovative programming, and puts national peace and security frameworks to action. The program we have already commissioned today is a non-kinetic initiative that will reinforce and enhance national peace and security efforts. This initiative is hotwired to scale and cascade piloted, evidence-based, impactful, sustainable peace-building and human security interventions. As Nigeria continues to contend with a deteriorating peace and security environment that undermines national stability, development, and social cohesion, from persistent terrorism in the northeast to banditry in the northwest, communal and resource-based conflicts in the Middle Belt, and gang violence, militancy, and criminality in the southern region and urban centers. The scale and complexity of these brazen insecurities continues to intensify, which does highlight the critical and urgent need for a holistic, people-centered, community-rooted strategies that address the root causes of violence extremism, radicalism, and social restiveness. Your Excellencies, the National Community Violence Reduction Program that we are launching today, or rather that we have launched today, is that comprehensive homegrown community-rooted solution that leverages a whole of government and whole of society approaches to address spectrum of identified arrays of violence and social injustices bedeviling the Nigeria state. The program has immediate, short, and long-term deliverables and targets communities in the 6 geopolitical zones, including the 36 states and Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, and focuses on vulnerable and at-risk groups, including women, youth, children, persons living with disabilities, the elderly, and victims of violence. Amongst other key objectives and deliverables of the National CVR program, we shall revalidate and establish grassroots peace and security baseline to measure and track the progressive and sustainable dismantling of the push and pull factors of violence in Nigeria. Additionally, while leveraging the traditional and faith-based institutions, corporate businesses, and the private sector economy, development partners, CSOs, and government partnerships at all levels to ensure effective implementation and sustainability, the National CVR program aims to increase community resilience against violence extremism, improve social cohesion amongst ethno-religious groups to enhance peaceful coexistence, and increase economic opportunities and livelihoods to reduce the appeal and incentives for violence and extremist ideologies. Furthermore, the impact of the program will strengthen national peace and security frameworks and architectures and reduce violence, conflict-related deaths, injuries, and displacements across the country, thereby improving the living standard of Nigerians and the global image of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, we acknowledge the unique realities of our communities, where trauma lingers in the shadows of violence, where youth feel unseen and unheard, and where women and children often bear the heaviest burdens. But also we see immense potential in our young people, in our traditional institutions and faith leaders, in the civil society champions and everyday citizens who yearn for peace. Therefore, the National CVR Program prioritizes the reinforcement and establishment of new and existing peace systems in grassroots communities, and shall collaborate with government and key stakeholders to scale and cascade interventions that addresses resource extremism and implement socio-cultural programs that strengthens national unity and enhance the capacity of security personnel for efficient community policing. In particular, for the women and youth demography, the CVR program houses context-specific components for women and youth peace programs that aims to address vulnerabilities, build hope, and bridge socioeconomic gaps. It houses initiatives that leverage technology, sports, entertainment, and the blue-collar economy to provide sustainable livelihood and context-specific conflict transformation and de-radicalization interventions that are tailored to target women and youth hubs, including academic institutions, markets, and local communities, to combat social vices, especially drug use, cultism, internet fraud, hate, and intolerance. Today, with the launch of the National Community Violence Reduction Program, we commit to doing more than respond. We commit to prevent, to educate, to empower, and to transform. But none of this will be possible without you, our partners, on this journey. Peace cannot be imposed from above. It must be grown from ground up, rooted in shared values, and sustained by trust, participation, and good governance. Therefore, as we launch this initiative today, we assure Nigerians that it will not end here. Today marks a first step in a wider movement, a call to action for every community leader, business owner, government agency, development partner, faith leader, political leader, academia, media platform, and every home to prioritize peace and invest in this proactive peace-building and violence prevention initiative to safeguard Nigeria. Together, let us commit to make peace visible, measurable, and real. In closing, distinguished nation builders, I thank all those whose tireless efforts brought us to this day. I thank development partners and key stakeholders here present, and thank everyone who dares to imagine a more peaceful and prosperous Nigeria. Together, let us choose dialogue over division. Let us build safe spaces over silos. Let us walk boldly, hand in hand, towards the promise of peace. Thank you, God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.